likes breadfruit, because his mouth was full of banana. And Amba said, "Thanks." Then she took the banana skin and raced back across the schoolyard, over a skipping rope, round the flagpole, past the cricket nets, through the monkey bars, all the way back to the slide. Melanie threw the banana skin up to Rory and said, "Stick the banana skin under Mrs. Gonsha's great big bum." So Rory stuck the banana skin under Mrs. Gonsha's great big bum. The banana skin made Mrs. Gonsha's bum very slippery. Pretty soon, she started to move a little bit. Then Rory started to move a little bit. Then Melanie started to move a little bit. Then the whole lot of them came sliding down the slide together, flying off the end, going way up into the air. Mrs. Gonsha landed on her belly, and Rory and Melanie landed on Mrs. Gonsha's bum. Sometimes, a great big wobbly, bobbly, wiggly, jiggly beanbag bum is a good thing to have. The sandpit. Yuck! It was yucky. It was yucky, yuck, yuck. It was yucky, yuck, yucky, yuck, yuck. There was a head in the sandpit. It was a possum's head. "Yuck," said Battie. "Yuck," said Amba. "Yuck," said Debra Jo Woo, and she ran off and hid behind a tree. Debra Jo Woo didn't want to be anywhere near that possum's head. It smelled really bad, and one of its eyes was hanging out. It looked like a meatball with a piece of spaghetti stuck to it. Battie went up and kicked the head. It rolled around a bit. Then the other eye fell out. "Yuck," said Battie. "Yuck," said Amba. "Yuck," said Debra Jo Woo, and she ran further away and hid behind the cricket nets. Manny came along. He was eating a big juicy chicken sandwich. He said, "What are you guys looking at?" And they said, "We found a possum head." And Manny said, "Yuck." He didn't feel like eating his chicken sandwich anymore. Everyone wondered how the head got there. Manny said, "Maybe the possum fell out of the tree and its head broke off." And Amba said, "Maybe the possum had a fight with a cat and the cat bit its head off." And Battie said, "Maybe an evil alien came down and chopped the head off with a death beam." Debra Jo Woo didn't say anything because she was very, very far away. She was hiding behind the shelter shed on the other side of the playground. The further away Debra Jo Woo could get from that head, the happier she would be. Atticus Busby came along. He looked at the possum's head and said, "Yuck." He picked up a stick and poked the head. Something long and gooey was hanging out of the neck, like a red jelly snake with custard on top. "Yuck," said everyone. Then Atticus said, "What do we do with the head?" And Battie said, "I don't know." And Amba said, "Maybe we could just look at it and learn about possum heads." And Atticus said, "Nah, that's boring." Then he kicked the head to Battie, and Battie kicked the head back to Atticus, and they played a great game of soccer until the head started to fall apart. The mouth fell off. "Yuck," said everyone. Atticus was laughing now because Battie had a bit of possum head stuck to his shoe. He had to get it off with a leaf. "Now what?" said Atticus. No one knew what to do now. Melanie came along. She said, "What's going on?" And Atticus said, "We found a possum head." And Melanie said, "It doesn't look like a possum head." And Atticus said, "That's because we kicked it like a soccer ball, and now its eyes and teeth have fallen out." Melanie said, "Yuck." Then she said, "Maybe we should bury the head." And everyone said, "Yeah, that's a great idea." So they kicked sand over the head until it was all buried. Then Tamara Noodle came along. She said,